to play here. So this is the message being sent out. This is what they said on CNN last night on Piers Morgan before they called for me to be shot in the next panel. Here is a clip from Piers Morgan.
I don't want Alex Jones to get the phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning that one of his children have been shot and killed by somebody who shouldn't have a handgun or a rifle or a automatic weapon. I don't want him to get that phone call.
No,
okay.
well, I think that is the whole point. And
yeah, that is the whole point. Okay, and so I'm watching that, and then the next panel comes on, and again, this article is up at Infowars.com. You can go to the site. Piers Morgan and guests discuss shooting Alex Jones. It's the bottom of the featured news. We're going to move it back to the top of the featured news. It's also at drudgereport.com on the left-hand side by the Piers Morgan photos, an easy way to find it. And here you have in this clip, Daily Beast writer Buzz Bissinger says Piers Morgan should pop Alex Jones with a semi-automatic weapon. Then Abby Huntsman, who looks like her father with a wig on, the governor and ambassador to China, top globalist, just absolute New World Order pusher, said, I'd love to see that in uniform, because that's psych warfare. Oh, you're in a uniform, you kill him, it's okay. And Piers goes, maybe I'll wear my brother's, who's been in the military. So Piers Morgan is saying, I'll borrow my brother's uniform to shoot Alex Jones. Now, people could say, oh, that must be a joke. If I would have said, hey, Piers Morgan, I might get a gun and shoot you, I guarantee you, they would have arrested me on the spot. And they had the plainclothes detectives there milling around inside and out. I guarantee it. And this is becoming a story. It's been picked up by several newspapers because they all basically get their newsroom info from drudgereport.com. I appreciate Drudge putting that up there because I need coverage of this, or we're all hanging together here, or we hang separate. I mean, this is really coming down to the wire, and they're in there finding the Doug Hagman clip from 2 weeks ago where he said they're going to start killing prominent proponents of the Second Amendment. And I noticed that they're saying I'm dangerous, I shouldn't have a platform. Glenn Beck said the exact same thing. We're getting clips of that for later. And I got to tell you, it's creepy. This is not the type of attention I like. But I've got to do it. All I can do is speak up and get in their face and try to get folks out of their trance. You know, I just prayed to God, help me do a good job, and that's what I did. And you know, I'm the guy in the arena. It's easy to be the critic out there, but what about the person in the arena who's got the dust in their eyes and who's bloodied in the fight, who knows the great... You guys print me the Teddy Roosevelt quote. I want to cover that. Let's go ahead and now go to this clip of a man that looks completely deranged. The author of Friday Night Lights, it's actually a pretty good book, up there fantasizing, and I've been around these people behind the scenes with, quote, liberals. All they ever talk about is how they want to shoot us and kill us. See, they're not liberals. They're authoritarians. And here is the clip where they fantasize about dressing up in uniforms and shooting me. Here it is.
But what do you need a semi-automatic weapon for? The only reason I think you need it is, Piers, challenge Alex Jones to a boxing match, show up with a semi-automatic that you got legally, and pop him.
I'd love to see that. In uniform.
I'll borrow my brother's uniform.
I don't think more guns are the answer here. I mean, there are a lot of
components. Well, they keep saying, don't they? More guns, less crime. Exactly. More guns, less crime. In fact, that's just not backed up by any real evidence.
It's not. And we talked about the founding fathers earlier. But they did not intend to live in a society, the modern society that we live in today.
I mean, they always tell us what the founders stood for. Ladies and gentlemen, since guns proliferated the last 20 years, I've shown you the statistics about 50 times. I'm not going to do it again. FBI.gov. Over a 20% crime rate drop in the last 16, 17 years, depending on how you look at it. And most of it in the last 5 to 6 years. 11 to 12% of it, depending on how you cut it, has happened just since 2007. And that's the new crime numbers from 2011. They come out a year later. They're very accurate statistics compiled by local police departments and integrated with federal numbers. Violent crimes get reported. And violent crime is down because criminals are getting their butts shot off everywhere. By the way, of the 11,000 people that die every year, most of it's gangbangers, and the rest is suicide. It's a very small portion of innocents. But see, out of 315 million people, they can show one guy shooting his wife once a week and make it sound like it's an epidemic.